Welcome to The Feed, powered by Loblaw. I'm your host, Michael LeBlanc. We conceived of The Feed podcast as an opportunity to showcase thought leaders, tastemakers, innovative food and health brands, and yes, a few key Loblaw executives who are making a difference in the grocery and health industries, together helping Canadians live life well. What if the biggest sustainability win in Canadian grocery isn't about recycling at all, but about making sure good food gets to good people? On this episode, the first in a series of 8 bonus episodes, I'm on location at the 2026 Loblaw Supplier Summit, where 2,500 suppliers and leaders gathered in Toronto, and I sit down with Jonathan Carroll, Senior Vice President, Real Canadian Superstore Operations, who oversees 182 stores and chairs Loblaw's enterprise-wide Food Waste Committee. We get into the parallel supply chain, moving food to food banks across the country, how Flash Food and Too Good To Go put discounted product back into shoppers' carts, and the plan to hit zero food waste to landfill by 2030. Jonathan, welcome to The Feed. How are you doing this afternoon?
Oh, fantastic. What a great day. This summit is just amazing here.
Well, it's great to meet you. You have very impressive work that you do. I'm really keen to get into it. So why don't we start with a little bit about you? Tell us who you are and what you do for a living.
Yeah, so Jonathan Carroll, Senior Vice President for the Real Canadian Superstore Operations. I take care of 182 locations across Canada. And it's just, listen, getting into the stores and having that, working with the customers, the community, and the colleagues, just amazing experience on a day-to-day basis. And I love it.
I was going to say award-winning. You should say award-winning, because one of the episodes we shot in the store in Port Coquitlam, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic store.
Yeah, I love that store.
So impressive.
Great community, great store manager.
Yeah.
Just love
Kevin,
how they
right?
get out there.
His name is Kevin.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I love how they get out there and they talk to the community, work on different programs, and do different things within the community.
So we're here to talk about food reduction, and you chair a task force about that. So talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah. So I was asked to head up this committee several years ago. So I chair for Loblaw's on food waste, everything to do with food waste. But really, it's about a dotted line. It's about bringing the entire Loblaw's enterprise together as a family and really work through how we're going to tackle food waste. We've got this goal to meet. We're very excited about hitting this goal.
So, food waste is an efficiency metric, but I think it's a broader agenda than that, right? I mean, it's helping deliver value to Canadians every day, and a bunch of other things we're going to get into wrapped around that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Food waste is cost. Really, when you look at it, it's a cost to the business, and it's tough. You really want to make sure you're reflecting on that and understanding that, because getting good food out to good customers is the most important thing. When it doesn't happen, think about that cost that's behind the scenes, packaging, transportation, colleagues, production, and all that adds up.
Yeah.
So you really want to look at it as a team, right?
I like to think of things sometimes in table stakes versus differentiators, and I kind of feel like what you're describing, the minimizing waste and being very efficient, is kind of table stakes. Running any business, any grocer, basically good grocer will do all those things. But talk about a broader agenda. I mean, really, I think there's a role you and Loblaw's plays in helping food insecurity across the country.
Yeah, 100%. So for us, really, we want to get into our network, but we had to understand how to build that network.
Right.
And first of all, we have a lot of different banners. As you know, from Superstore, No Frills, Maxi, we're out there, we're everywhere, right? But understanding, bringing that team together. So what we have now is a representative on the Food Waste Committee. So we join together once a month and we tell that story of how we're going to build that out. But really, it's about training, operations, working the teams through that to understand the best model. But for us, it's our support functions. It's out in the community, right? So if you think of Food Banks Canada, Food Banks Quebec, and Second Harvest, they've done an incredible job partnering with us. And you need that partnership. You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
As a family, you cannot do it alone. And if I think about like Second Harvest and what they've done, they've created this incredible app for the operators where we can load great food, still short-coded, great offering to get out there to the food banks.
Now, when you say short-coded, what does that mean?
Short-coded means it's coming up towards best before date.
Okay.
So we want to get it out to the community and make sure we can get it out there and make sure it's being used. It's great food going out to a great quality.
I had the opportunity to sit with David Long from the Greater Vancouver Food Bank, and actually he's an episode, the viewers would have just seen it, and I was so impressed by his innovative approach to doing a lot of things, and it was coincidental that we were sitting there, we're doing the interview, and he had all these army of volunteers prepping strawberries. And he was going to freeze-dry strawberries. And he said, where do they come from? And sure enough, it came from Loblaw. So how does that happen? And, how does a truckload of, I guess, short-coated strawberries wind up at a place like that?
So I was just with David as well. Yeah. So in Vancouver, it was absolutely incredible. What they're doing is next level.
Right.
So that freeze-drying it and packaging and reselling it, what an incredible experience. But they're using farmers, they're using grocery businesses to take that short-coated product, freeze it in their units, and then divert it out to freeze dry, and then selling it back to the public or donating it when needed. Especially if you're in northern Vancouver, where you haven't seen fruit or veggies in a while, getting that product out there, what an incredible experience. But our forecasting system is the best we can get. We really use our AI and technology, but sometimes there is going to be a miss, or the quality might not be up to standards where you have to freeze it right away. Getting that out to the food banks is incredibly, we've got to work as a team and as a family to get it out there.
The clock's really ticking.
It's ticking.
I mean, what impressed me about a lot of things, but what impressed me was this philosophy about that, there's actually plenty of food in this country, but it's not always in the same or in the right place, right?
That's it. Our supply chain network reaches out to every food bank that's in the area, and if there is a situation, we make sure we get it to them right away, so that good food goes to good people right away.
Talk about the Feed More Families initiative, the pledge, and your progress towards it, and the infrastructure that powers it. I think you're touching on it, but say more about it.
Yeah, so Feed More Families is really about getting out to our public and telling our story. We do cash donations through the self-checkouts. We do our fundraising. But really, it's our system that we generated with Food Banks Canada, Food Banks Quebec, and then Second Harvest. Using their system to get product out to them when it's needed or when they need it right away is very important to us. And if you think about it, it's across 1,700 locations. You're getting that information and that product out there so that you can load it onto an app, and say if there was 2 racks of bread, then whoever's on that app can actually get it. So I know the Food Banks Canada in Ottawa, I know they do an incredible job going on the Second Harvest app every day. They pick and choose where they want to shop and grab those items based on the needs of that community, and then they do their pickup. What an incredible experience that is, and it makes the flow easy. It's almost like its own supply chain network of getting product out at the right time.
It's almost like a shadow supply chain, or a complementary or parallel, I guess, is probably the better way to describe it.
But imagine all the volunteers that are supporting this across Canada. What a great infrastructure. It's amazing to see.
Now, as I pull back the lens, there's 1,700 stores in the entire fleet.
Yeah.
And as you stitch together as a team this network to, help drive value to at the grocery shelf and make sure it's the right product and then get it out to the community. Any surprises in building that network? I mean, you articulately described it, but it all sounds pretty easy the way you're describing it, but I'm pretty sure there's a few hurdles, right?
It was definitely a journey. Just imagine that you have 15 different companies. You're trying to bring them in on one path. Training, infrastructure, SOPs, all the warehouse programs, putting it under one folder. That's a key commodity that took us a while. But under Loblaw's and the group together, ESG is part of everything we do now within our business model. It is a cost of our business, and we need to do it the right way. So it did take time to do it. But I got to say one thing. If you go to a store and you talk to colleagues, there's not a colleague out there that wants to waste any food. They can donate it into Flash Foods. We have a pilot going on with Too Good To Go right now as well in the Ottawa market in downtown Toronto. We want to make sure that's getting out to the public the best we can. So any support network we can use within our group, we use it. And those colleagues really, really are passionate about this.
Let's talk about Flash Food and Too Good To Go. So this is allowing the average citizen to both save money and also to contribute in this way of being very efficient. So describe the process for those who may not know it and how it works and its objectives.
So I've been with Flash Food since the beginning, so we help support them to start off their kickoff. It actually started in the Sarnia store as well as in the Oakville Superstore. So it was a great program. Josh and his team created this app. It's a simple app. Is we load the food every day. When we load the food onto the app, it applies the discount for the customer. The customer can go onto that app, purchase the food from Flash Foods, come pick it up at our customer service.
And it's typically I've used it. It's a great app. I use it in my local banner, and it's typically enjoy today, kind of a couple of days away.
Enjoy today.
It must be pretty sophisticated because everything's got different time and dates. How does that? Just unpack that a little bit, because I'm very curious about the process behind the scenes that selects the products that go in there.
Yeah, so we do this, we call it a call. It's a walk every day to make sure any short-coated product is pulled, such as bakery. So if you had a 6-pack of buns, they're going to expire at the end of the day. We want to make sure we put it onto Flash Foods so the customer can purchase it. If we didn't overproduce, say we have to pick a little bit more, we want to make sure that's in Flash Foods and apply that process. We've also started up both meat and frozen seafood as well, frozen.
That's complicated, right? Now you get shelf stable, you need refrigeration, you need all those things.
Yeah, but we start off with fresh product. It's going to expire that day. We now freeze it for 24 hours, so flash freeze it. Then we sell it on flash foods now. So now we've extended that life for that customer. So now that they want to purchase lean ground beef at 50% off, and they want to purchase 4 or 5 packages, that option's there now because we're freezing it for them. And then we're putting it onto flash foods. So that's new for our business. We started that about a year and a half ago.
It's interesting,
doing extremely well.
That's how I use flash food often, is that I don't always need what is there, but just enjoy today, pop it in the freezer, and then you got some amazing food.
The other one that's really interesting on flash foods is the $5 produce bag. 5 pounds for $5. You get a mixture. You don't know what's in your bag. It is a surprise bag. I was with a young lady about 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about her bag. She got her bag, and she pulled out a dragon fruit. She's like, what is this? And it was just a great experience. So I showed her how to peel it, how to enjoy it, how that experience is. She went in and told that store manager the following week, talked about that bag, talked about showing her kids new types of fruit she hasn't seen or enjoyed before. And it was 5 pounds for $5. What a great experience that is.
Well, you're touching on something I'm curious about is the reaction of consumers, right? I think first of all, this is a great way to save money.
Yeah.
And secondly, how much do the consumer feedback around, I'm really doing something to actually help?
100%. There's a community out there that really enjoys the flash food business. They enjoy reporting back into flash foods and talking about their comments. I see their comments every month. They tell us the story with all the different divisions. And it is about an ecosystem. It is about defending Canada and getting that food product out there.
Let's talk about the zero waste to landfill initiative. I think the goal is, let's talk about the goal first, the objective, and then I want to ask you what this looks like 10 years from today, if we can cast our mind that far ahead to 2036. But walk us through that objective.
Yeah, so we have a goal to get to zero food waste to the landfill by 2030. We're well on our way. We are using, so if I start upstream, if I start at the forecasting system, we're using a lot more AI technology to improve our forecasting system. We've seen a reduction of 30% in our forecasting tools just by using AI.
Really?
The team has done an incredible job at supply chain. So if you start at the upstream, you work your way through. That's why our meetings and our committees are very important to do this to achieve that goal. All the divisions are part of this structure we put in place in Loblaw's, and we're well on our way for hitting that goal of 2030. I'm feeling very confident, actually.
So what's the broader impact of someone the size and scale of Loblaw hitting that goal? Like, what's the broader impact on the food system in this country?
Yeah, I think for me, so if you say, what's that next evolution? It's about other businesses also joining in. It's not just about Loblaw's now. We want to make sure that all retail business are heading in that right direction, sharing best practices. When you go to one of the retail conferences and we're talking to different groups, it's important that we all share best practices, and we also share different committees and different groups because it's about building blocks of Canada. It's not just about Loblaw's, it's about Canada.
Last question for you. So as I think about what we're talking about today, it kind of hits on 3 things: sustainability, ESG, as you said. It hits on food security, it hits on efficiency, operating efficiencies. Which one of those 3 motivates you personally and the team the most?
Food security. So I think they all play a role. They all come together. But for me, food security. To see how active Flash Foods is, Too Good to Go, to see the value and the discount within our hard discount business, to see that fresh production each day within our supermarket division, and just where we're setting the tone. I think I would call that the most important one for me.
Well, listen, congratulations you and the team on all your success so far. It's a fabulous initiative, and thank you for joining me today on The Feed.
Thank you for being here. This is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, be sure and follow us and give us a 5-star review in your favorite podcast app, and tell your friends and colleagues all about us. New episodes of The Feed powered by Loblaw will show up regularly on your favorite podcast app and on the Loblaw's Company's Limited YouTube page, where you can watch the full video of each episode. I'm Michael LeBlanc, consumer retail growth consultant, keynote speaker, media producer, and host of a series of retail trade podcasts. You can learn even more about me on LinkedIn. Safe travels, everyone.